Hello everyone, thank you guys so much for tuning into this informational video for your Pinnacle Cycle number 1. My name is JOCELYN, and again, I thank you all so much for tuning in. Also, thank you guys so much for all your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. It is greatly appreciated. So, Pinnacle Cycle number 1. This is a period in your life where you are learning character development, you are shaping yourself, and you are developing also a sense of self. So this is a period of formative years in your life that you have during your adolescent years to your young adult years, okay? And the period of this particular pinnacle depends on your life path number. So how you can determine how long this period lasts for you is dependent on your life path number. So it can last anywhere between 0 and 27 years of age through 0 to 35 years of age. So for example, if you are a life path number 1, this particular period lasts 0 to 35 years of age. For another example, if you are life path number 2, this period lasts 0 to 34 years of age, and so forth and so forth. Now, this particular pinnacle number is dependent on your birth date only, so not the year. So for example, if your birthday is February 2nd, that's all that you would add. You would add the second month, the second day, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So in a pinnacle cycle number 1, you vibrate with the number 4. It's very easy, very short and simple. And also, depending on, your life cycle, this can tend to be the longest period of your life. It gives off the start, the newness, the blossoming, that Aries energy that you have within your life. So again, this is the period where you learn who you are. You are being shaped and you are being molded, and this is just the foundation of it all. So let's go ahead and get into the numbers. If you are in a pinnacle cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number 1, this is a period where you develop your independence and learn how to take initiative for yourself. You may also go through a lot of difficult experiences during this period because it is to test your own strength and your own willpower. Now, when I say test or when I say difficulty, it's not to scare you. This is something for you to embrace because you are meant to see how powerful you really are. And within your own being, not even with anyone else around you, just within your own self, you are able to learn in this particular period how to take charge and how to take actions for your own desires and your own needs and who you are on an internal level as well. So with this being said, you also have to realize that you have to be very flexible. You have to understand how to move around these difficult things that may arise in your life. And once you can overcome these different blockages that you may have, you are able to succeed and be a powerhouse energy and be that bright sun energy that one energy brings to your life, okay? Because the one energy is ruled by the sun. This is all about lightness, brightness, abundance, okay? So you are naturally going to have this during this particular period if you can embrace these challenges that may arise within your life. Individuality in this particular period is very key. So you may feel like you always get pointed out a lot, or you may feel like you are always getting singled out, okay? So for example, it may be a group of people, okay? You may have a group of friends and you all get in trouble, but you may feel the backlash of everything. Like everybody in the group may not get in trouble, but you. Or if you're in school and it's a group of kids that's laughing, the teacher may call on you and say, why are you disturbing the class? When it's really the whole class that is being disturbed. Everybody's disturbing the class. So you may get pointed out a lot. But also on the positive side, you may see that you get winnings, like you always win in certain situations, like in any raffles. So your name get pulled out the hat a lot. Or you may be that individual that is very fashionable, that stands out in a crowd, and you may get complimented a lot. Okay, so it works both ways. Also, in this particular period, you may not have a lot of support from others. So from your friends, your family, your teachers, you may feel like everybody else has a helpmeet or may have someone to lean on, but you don't. And that is by natural design, because you are meant to stand up on your own. Now, when it comes to your later years within your life, once you learn this independence, when you are, an adolescent, when you are a child, you have to understand that there are going to be times where you can depend on someone. So this is where that ego comes in, because sometimes you may feel like, okay, you know what, I'll just do it for myself, or I don't have anybody, it's me against the world type energy. But you have to understand that in those situations that you were in your life, or that you may be in right now, that is not for you to not feel like you don't have anybody there. Is so that you can be dependent, independent, so that you can know how strong you are. And then once you learn that lesson, you can also see that within your life, you actually do have people that you can lean on. So don't allow that lesson or those difficulties to get you to hold a grudge where you feel like you can't go to anybody for anything. This can also create some type of stubborn energy as well, or you can become like really self-centered where you're only thinking about yourself if you don't embrace these hardships of what the years had to offer you. I feel like challenges are some type of lesson and some type of offer for you, because if you understand what these challenges are and you move through them, in your later years, you'll be able to teach someone how to stand up on their own when they feel like the world is against them, or they feel like there's no one else around them. You're able to show them how you have overcame these particular situations, and you will be able to be that person, that go-to person for advice, or that go-to person when someone needs your strength and needs that independent energy. You will be the person that can be singled out, that can be relied on, and in your years to come. If you are in a pinnacle cycle of number 1 and you vibrate with the number 2, this is an area, or this is a particular period in your life where you are extremely intuitive, you're full of insight at a young age and throughout your years to come. So because in this particular period at such a young age, you're learning how to decipher for yourself. You're learning how to listen to your intuition. You're learning how to listen to your emotions. When you become in your latter years of life, those things will become natural to you. And also, you are developing your inner awareness as well. You are becoming very aware of who you are and what you feel. And you are using those things in order to create a lot of peace in your life. So this is also a time where you can tend to be a little oversensitive. So when you were a child, or even just right now, you may cry a lot because you feel like people are hurting your feelings, or you may be really virtually just hurt about anything. If you see like a sad commercial of animals getting mistreated, or, you see a sad commercial of people in indigenous countries that are really suffering, going through a lot of things, you may find yourself tearing up or even just bawling out crying because you feel other people's pains. Because you are not aware of this, like you're not aware, okay, I'm feeling other people's pains, it can tend to make you overly sensitive where you're literally crying about everything that happens in your life. So just be aware of that. Be aware of your emotions. Sometimes you may put on other people's emotions and feel like they're yours, and they're not. It's just that you have so much empathy. You naturally develop empathy energy, which is the most powerful gift of all. Feeling how other people are feeling, or being able to relate to how other people feel. Instead of you just crying about it, you can actually do something about it. Okay, so be mindful of that. You do also have difficulty expressing yourself because you are so overly sensitive that you want peace for yourself and everybody else. So it can come off as you being like tyrannical, like you are always like forcing peace down people's throat, or you may be forcing, things that are good, but it doesn't seem good because you're coming off so emotional about it. So once you can channel those emotions, once you can learn how to express them, then they can affect you and other people in your life in a positive way. Also, your emotions does affect other people around you. So however you're feeling, that's how people feel in your environment. So for example, if you go to a party and you're happy and you're dancing and everything just feels really natural and really good for you, everybody will have a good time at the party. Vice versa, if you walk into a party and you're mad at the world and everything just feels like it's falling apart, you will notice that in that particular party, it's not a fun party. Everybody's fighting and everybody's falling apart. And that's because your emotions and your feelings are so strong that you're able to put your feelings on someone else. So really be mindful of that. Your peace is determined by not your environment, but who you are on the inside, how you channel those things on the inside, on an inner level. So be sure to be very calm, very patient, very understanding, because with you overreacting, it can also work against you. So for example, with that party example, if you're overreacting what's going on outside of you, outside of that party, or just on the inside, it can channel a ripple effect of unfortunate events that will happen. But if you channel it, if you be patient, if you be calm, if you're more relaxed, then you create a more relaxed environment. So you are honestly your environment. You are the environment that you create. If you create a very hostile environment, it's going to be hostile in your life, on the inside and outside. If you create a more peaceful environment, it creates more peace. You do have difficulty being yourself as well. And this is very pivotal. This is a very key point. You have difficulty being yourself because you want to be loved. And you want love for everybody around you as well. Like that is the overall theme for this particular pinnacle for your life, for your development. I just want to be peaceful. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to be loved. I want everybody to find love. I want to be loved and I want to find love. But sometimes you feel like you have to change up who you are in order for someone else to love you. Instead of you just being who you are and accepting that that person is not for you, or those group of people or that work environment is not for you, you would rather change who you are to fit in for everybody else's standards or for that environment standards. It's like a chameleon energy. You're able to change your colors, who you are, just to conform with everybody else, just so you can feel accepted. And this is a very hard lesson if you don't realize that you're doing it. This can be a very hard lesson because this can be a lesson where you're constantly thrown off because the universe, God, is trying to show you that you are not where you're meant to be. So make sure that you're not losing yourself by trying to be accepted or trying to be loved by everybody else around you. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number of 3 in this particular cycle, this is a period of you being very creative, expressive, and artistic. Since you are a very creative person, you should do everything and anything to enhance and embrace those talents. So at a very young age, or even just within the latter years of this Pinnacle Cycle, you have noticed that you can create anything. It's kind of like you're building a sand castle, like you just see sand on a beach and you say, you know what, I think I can create a whole sand castle, and then you can create it and mold it and shape it in the type of castle that you would like. And then you tend to have like one of the best sand castles there is. This is just for an example. So even at a young age in like primary school or preschool or just in grade school, you may have had taken a lot of art classes, or art may have been your favorite subject, or writing may have been your favorite subject because your imagination runs wild. The 3 energy is a natural childlike energy. So with you being a 3 in that child phase in your life, in the adolescent phase in your life, your creativity is on an all-time high. So you are able to create songs, you're able to create books, you're able to create paintings. And even if you only draw, even if you can't draw, and even if you can only draw like stick figures, when people see your work of art, when people see that drawing, they understand exactly what's happening. And then you may start off as drawing stick figures, but then you can become like a Picasso just based on, the time and the effort that you put in. So this is a very pivotal moment in your life where if you do like drawing, but you feel like you really can't draw like that, if you work an hour a day just on your drawings, you'll be able to become a world famous artist. Or if you want to become a world famous artist, or you'll be able to just create art for just the love of it. So this is a period where you are expressing all your creativity. This is also a highly successful period in your life as well. You may win a lot of awards. You may create different science projects in this particular pinnacle, and you've always won first place, or you just always been the talent. You've always won different talent shows and things like that. Like I said, just through grade school and even now through your latter years. So this is a very good time for you, okay? Very peaceful time. You may also have a lot of friends and acquaintances because your abilities to stand out. And because of your charm. You're a very charming individual. You have a way of making someone laugh. You have a way of putting that extra flavor on a friend group, or putting your extra flavor on, whatever it is you would like to do. And this attracts a lot of people because they look at your creativity as something that is very bold, very, very loving, very talented. They see your talents. So you do stand out in a crowd. Also, you may have a lot of difficulties as well because you are misunderstood in a way. So you may be a little eccentric. I like to call it an eccentric. I don't like to call it, other people may think that you're weird, but it's not that you're weird. You have so much fashion sense and you have so much creativity and you think outside the box that, even though that you may have a lot of friends, other people may see it as, okay, this is like a weirdo, or I like to call it, this is an eccentric person. They are creating things, they are doing things outside the box, like that's weird, like we want to just conform, and you're not the person that is a conformist. So you may have a lot of difficulties being understood as well. So this is also a time where you learn how to communicate with other people as well. A lot of people, you may hide your feelings, and a lot of people may think that you are one way when you actually on the inside feel something totally different. So for example, you may come off as a person that is very happy, that's the life of the party, but on the inside, you feel some type of way. Or you may go to a party and, like you're in the middle just dancing and everybody's laughing and you're giving everybody good laughs and good giggles. But then when you go in your car, it feels like something missing. So don't be afraid to hide your feelings. Also, this is a time too where you tend to laugh through your pain, and you've learned to laugh through your pain. So you may be like the class clown and everything like that, but it's almost like your pain is someone else's joy. So you have to be very mindful of that. Like you don't have to always be that person that gives someone else's laughs, because you need laughs yourself. So also in this particular pinnacle, you may be faced with going to different, counselors, or you need to go to different counselors, someone who's going to better understand your feelings. Because like I said, you may be perceived one way, but on the inside, you're really hurting. So don't neglect your feelings in this cycle at all, because it can create some type of depression when you get older, because you're piling it up with making someone else happy and you're not happy at all. So just like I said, just learn to communicate and learn to create your craft, because once you do so, this can be a very highly successful period in your life. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number 4, this is a very demanding period in your life. This is a period in your life where you work very, very hard, but it does pay off, okay? So all of your hard work is not going to go undone. It's not going to go unseen. Even right now, when you feel like you've always been working hard in your life and I haven't reaped the rewards for it, just wait on it. You just got to be very patient, because you do have a large blessing. You have a large ship that's going to come in that is going to, that is going to be your rewards. Okay. Also, this may be a period where you are only focused on your studies and you're only focused on succeeding. So you may have been a bookworm. May have been always like, I need to go to school. I need to pass all my classes. You may be a straight A student and went off to college, was very successful in college, got a degree. You're just like a boss energy because your hard work has paid off. You're only stuck on studies. You are also very organized, reliable, and dependable. So you may have had a period in your life where you felt like you were the person that your family members go to when things need to get done, because you are so reliable and so dependable. And your responsibilities were very demanding in your childhood, and then it carries over to your adulthood too. So you are always the person that is like the go-to. So if one of your family members, one of your family members needed money, they come to you, because you are going to be the person that they can depend on. And even just when you didn't have money, even when you were a child and you didn't have a job, people may have came to you saying, hey, can you help me put this up? Or, hey, can you help me clean up the house? Or, hey, can you help me babysit? It could be any of those things, for example, because like I said, your energy gives off a very responsible energy, and it is shaping you to be this responsible person, because you are meant to get things done. You are very serious. You are meant to have that very serious demeanor, because it's going to carry you for your latter years in your life when you do need that. Now, on the flip side of this, be more open. You don't have to always focus on work and focus on success and succeeding, because with you putting 100% of your time on focus on work and succeeding and success, you miss out on personal relationships that can be developed. You may have been a type of person that did not have any friends at all. You have maybe like business associates and acquaintances, but you weren't that type of person to have like a lot of friends around you. Like you like business partners more than you like friends, which is okay. It's going to make you very successful. But at the same time, you miss that emotional connection with that human experience that we're supposed to have. You miss that because you're always focused on work. It's like you develop an emotional connection to work, because again, in your beginning years, you are always working. You just have that natural energy that I just want to work. So again, don't limit yourself just because you are always working to succeed. You just need to learn how to lighten up a little bit. Like, it's fine that you want to succeed. It's fine that you want to be that house, like be that weight that protects and carries the family. But at the same time, you do need to have fun. You do need to go out to the beach. You need to lighten your schedule up, lighten your workload up, because it is very important for you to have that balance. Because if you have that like work life, personal life balance, you're able to put in 10 times more work. You understand? So for example, if maybe 5 hours out the day you work, especially if you have your own business, 5 hours out the day you have your work. The other 5 hours need to be focused on you, just enjoying kid life, just going out to the park, just playing, just going to a concert, going to a fun football game, something like that. But you have to incorporate fun. A lot of you are thinking that working out, like, getting your physical fitness is fun. Sometimes it's not, because that's putting more strain on your body. So that's what I'm saying. You need to learn how to laugh and just lighten up a little bit so that you won't be overworked, because this could be a period where you can tend to have like a lot of headaches, a lot of backaches, because you're putting so much work on, not on like your mind, but you're putting work on your body. So you just need to learn how to just go to the beach, like dive in the swimming pool sometimes, go to a festival or something, go to a concert, so that you can just let loose and just lighten up and let out. So be very mindful of that, even though that you are being shaped and developed to be this, successful, dependable powerhouse energy. You have to learn how to incorporate some fun time in your life. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with a number of 5, this can be a very difficult period and one of the hardest periods, because this is the period where you are establishing who you are, your character development, your self-awareness. But because the 5 energy is a hard energy to stabilize, you have a hard time to find the stability. So it can be a very hard period because with you vibrating with a 5, you are full of movement, you are full of changes. And this is the pivotal period where you're supposed to be like developed. So you are more so like for the other numbers, it's more so like a clay energy. Like you're supposed to have like the dirt and the water mixed and create clay into shape and form you. You're just strictly water. You move. And like I said, that can be a very hard time because you have a hard time finding who you are because you don't know what you're based off of. You don't have no base. You get what I'm saying? So you may have in this period, you may have changed schools a lot. You may have changed homes, friendships, relationships. Like you have a lot of friends, you have an abundance of them, but it's not like one set group, because you may have been an army brat, when you were growing up, or even just right now, you may travel a lot for work. If you are older, if you're in that latter period, you may travel a lot for work, or you may just have a hard time of finding like the type of person that you want to date and what group, what crowd you actually want to be around. So that's why this can be like a very hard period, because this is supposed to be the period where you're setting a foundation. And with the 5 energy, if there's no foundation, you're always moving. But this energy does invite you to try to live by your own rules, because you are able to have that freedom and that expansion energy. You have that gift because you don't have a set foundation. You are the one that needs to set your own rules. So you are not the person to conform. You are not the person to comply with anybody. You just want to go whenever you want to go, which is a very good thing, but it needs to be balanced. You can't always be like that Rolling Stone energy. You can't always just, switch up a lot. You got to kind of like, you have to set the foundation and the rules for yourself. Life is not going to do that for you, or your environment is not going to do that for you in this particular period. So you have to start having those self-restraints. You have to have that self-restraint energy. Also, 5 is ruled by Mercury. So you do have a way with words. So you may have noticed that you can sell yourself. Even if you have some type of job interview, you always get the job because you're able to sell yourself. You have a gift of words and how you can express yourself. So take that in mind when you are writing or manifesting or just going through life in general, that you have a way with your words and you can speak whatever it is into existence. And like I said, this can have a downside too, because you just feel like you're just saying things, but it's not like that. It's the way you say it would manifest what you have in your life. So you got to be very mindful of that as well. With this gift though, you will have a lot of work opportunities. So learn to promote yourself if you don't know how, and have freedom to go after whatever it is you want. You can have freedom. So you may grew up in an environment where your family feels like you should only be like a doctor and lawyer, but you want to be an artist. You want to be a singer. You want to create your own business. You want to travel abroad. That's your dream. So go ahead and do that. It's like you have the gift of words and you have the gift of freedom. So go ahead and use that. But you have to understand how to have those self-restraints on you. Also, think outside the box as well. Learn how to broaden your horizons. Everything is just not going to be, put right in front of you. Like some of these things you're going to have to research and you're going to have to go after it. Okay. So don't be afraid to go after what it is you want. Movement is a great thing, but again, don't always move on impulse either. You can have the freedom of travel. You can have the freedom of expansion, and that's good. But sometimes you do need to take a step back and not make impulsive decisions, because sometimes these impulsive decisions can lead you in a path where you don't want to be, and then you have to make another shift in your life. It's going to be something that's going to be hard for you to break as well. You may also have like a lot of addiction problems too within this particular pinnacle. So like I said, you just got to be very careful on what you're doing impulsively. You are full of love, but you can love as soon as you fall in love with someone, you can fall quick out of love with them, because you're always on the move. You're not sure of the right decisions that you want to make in some type of relationship. So you are like that actual Rolling Stone energy too. Like every week you have a new boyfriend, a new girlfriend. Every Christmas you're bringing someone new to the family. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's a good thing, because you are, trying to just find yourself, but in a way you can be perceived as that Rolling Stone energy. Choose the right decisions, not based on your ego as well. Don't choose anything based on what you feel like you want in life. Choose what you feel like you should have. So there is a difference. So based on what you want is like money, nice body. You want to be able to buy whatever you want. You want to be able to have whatever you want. That's on ego. But based on what you should have is natural. It's like, okay, this is my path. This is my purpose. It's focusing on a more spiritual path. Because if you focus on a more physical path within this pinnacle of a 5, within the pinnacle of a 1, but you're vibrating with the number 5, you can tend to choose incorrectly. I never want to, I say that like that because I don't want to make you guys feel that you're choosing wrong based on what you feel at that time. But at the same time, you do need to, that's where you have to kind of step back a little bit and just choose wisely. Because there's really no incorrect path based on what you choose, but you may end up somewhere where you absolutely don't want to be. So make sure that you are just using your intuition a little bit more, and make sure that you are using your true expression, not who you are physically. Who you are on the inside is your true expression of who you are. Listen to that voice, and then you can go wherever you want to go. You have that freedom, and you have that wise expression of yourself to where you can really flow in the route that you want to flow into. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number 6, this is the area where you develop home, responsibility, and family. Okay, it's all about home, responsibility, and family for you in this particular pinnacle. A lot is put on you at this time, or at a very young age, especially because you may be like the older sibling, or you may be like the more responsible sibling. You may be the person that is always there to take care of someone else. That is that motherly energy. Even if you are like a male, you may have that motherly energy where people tend to just go to you because they feel that you are understanding. You take care of people. Also, you may have a lot of responsibility and chores to help take care of your home or your family. So especially if you were born in a single parent household, you may have been the person that needed to go out and find an extra job to take care of the bills. Or you may have been the sibling that cooks a lot. Or you may have been the sibling that cleans and do all the housework a lot, because you have a lot of responsibility. This particular period, you may have seen that you really didn't have a lot of help. So you had to be that help. And you actually loved doing it because you were the person that liked to be relied on in a nurturing way. You are the type of person that likes to nurture. Like I said, even if you are a male, you are that motherly energy, that very feminine energy that likes to comfort. Also, in this particular period, you may be married at this time, or you may have married at a very early age, because you are that person of home. You feel comfort to someone. You feel at home to someone else. And you may have like started families, a family very early, or even if you don't have a family right now and you're not married, you may also feel like you're kind of married to your family. Like you may be feeling like you're the wife or the husband to your siblings, to your mother, to your father, to your grandmother. Like you're that caretaker, that caregiver. So even if you're not physically married, you may feel like you are married to your family. Like you have so many responsibilities to your family. You are also the person who carries a lot of burdens for your friendship groups and your family members. So if there were like family conflicts, you are that person that is the go-to for each side that the conflict resides on. So if like your cousin and your sister was having some type of conflict, you may be that mediator or that middleman that solves these different conflicts. Or if you have multiple friends and there is some type of drama or beef going on in your friendship group, you are the person that is that comfort. Like, let me tell you what this person just did today. Let me tell you what she just said. Let me tell you what he just did. Do you feel like that's right? Like you are the counselor. You are the counselor for your family and your friendship group. People lean and depend on you for virtually everything, okay? You are that person that is like, okay, I'm carrying on too much. And this can feel very overwhelming for you because it's like, not only are you carrying your own battles and everything that you're going through on your own, but you're also carrying things from family, from friends, from work, from children, from pets, from virtually, like I said, from virtually everything. And you have to be very careful. Like, even though that you love helping people, and even though that you love healing and you love nurturing, and it brings an overall peace and satisfaction with you, you have to learn how to recharge. You have to learn, this is a development stage in your life where you learn to be there and then not be there. Learn when to be that helpmeet, learn when to be that nurturing person, and then learn when you need to kind of duck off and give that love and that nurturing to yourself. Because once you do that, you attract more people in that can also give you that love, that equal give and take, that equally yoked energy. That person is able to give to you and you're able to give to that person as well. Because you are this nurturing person who is always there for someone else, this is a development stage in your life as well where you have to learn how to receive. You are such a giver that sometimes you don't know how to take a gift. You don't know how to receive. So this is also a time where it's going to shape and develop to where if somebody is trying to actually be nice to you and give you nurture and give you comfort as well, you take it. You just don't be the person that always gives that nurture and that comfort, because that's not a balanced energy. You know, giving and receiving is a balanced energy. So you need that both equally so that you can operate correctly, so that you can be the person that actually continues to give. Also, relaxation is very, very important for you in this period. Like I said, because you are carrying on so many different family conflicts. You're carrying on so many different friendship conflicts. Even if you have conflicts just in your job, you're carrying all of that. You may also be a boss too at your current job, but you're carrying so many conflicts that it's like now you need someone to kind of like push that conflict on, push your troubles on, or you can just do it out in nature. You know, whatever it is that you do to kind of get yourself into a more peaceful vibe or a more nurturing vibe so that you can release yourself, you need to do that, okay? So find time for yourself, definitely. Also, in life, in your childhood years, you may have also had a lot of family conflicts. So it may have been, like I say, you may have grown up in like a single parent household. There may have been like a lot of divorces in your family. A lot of people in your family may have had single parent households, and you can be the one to actually heal that part of your family as well by breaking that generational curses of divorce. Okay, so you are able to fix it because you have such a nurturing and understanding energy about yourself. You are able to give those nurturing qualities to somebody else. But like I said, just remember that you have to develop that personal time. Those personal boundaries for yourself is very important, because when you charge, when you're 100% charged, you can still go out and help out a lot of different people in your life. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number of 7, you feel like a loner and you feel very different from kids your age. Your mindset is more advanced than others your age as well. So even if you're not a child right now, even if you are in the latter parts of your years of a Pinnacle Cycle 1, you may still feel more advanced than other people your age. So let's say right now you're 30 years old. You may feel like you're 60. You may feel wiser than other people your age because you think differently. You've always thought differently, even in your younger ages. So you may have never liked to sit at the kid table because the kid table don't challenge your mind. You like to be challenged mentally. You're very knowledgeable and you're very smart. Like I said, you read a lot. You like to read. You like to research. Your favorite channel may be the Animal Planet. Like you may like CNN a lot. You just like to absorb a lot of knowledge and a lot of information. Even on a spiritual level, you like to read about the occult. You like to read about different religions. You may not be stuck on one certain religion because you like to do a lot of research in things that higher advances your education, that higher advances your knowledge and your skill set, or your inner development. You may also do a lot of soul searching as well at a very young age because you have noticed that you are different. You may have a lot of age, okay, I'm different. Like, I don't feel like I belong in this family, or I'm different. I don't feel like I belong in this particular class. I feel like I belong in advanced classes. So you may have done a lot of soul searching, especially when it comes to your family life. You've done a lot of soul searching, like, okay, where do I belong? People may say that you have been here before too. You have a very old soul, or you have a very old mind. It's like your mindset. You just don't think the way the new age think. You don't think the way people in your particular age group thinks. And people can say, you've been here before. Like you have different wisdom. And it's not, everybody has pretty much been here before, but it's not that that's what makes you old. It's because you like to read, and you like to read different books and different things that no one else will ever even think about. So that's what makes you very different, very eccentric, because you are always searching for a deeper meaning to life. You may have always had the question, like, what is life about? Like, why are we here? Because you want to know, and you go deep, okay? You just don't stop at the surface level of things. You go deep within yourself, deep within your spirit. You go deep within, like I said, reading different old texts that other people won't even think about reading. Your time, this is also the time of your spiritual growth as well, and your sense of faith is determined and tested. So you may have also felt like in the past, or even just right now, just even looking at this video, you may have felt like, is God real? Like that may be like a main question. 2 main questions that this 7 energy has is God real? And why are we here? Those are your 2 main questions. So, this is a very, like I said, a very serious and interesting phase of your life. And you just, like I said, you just question a lot of things. You also challenge and question your parents, your teachers, and other adults around you. You may not think that everybody knows what they really know. You feel like you know everything, or people may perceive you as knowing everything. So, this actually challenges your partnerships and how you can relate to people too, because unions and partnerships during this time is really not easy, or is not likely to succeed, because you yearn for independence naturally. You yearn to be by yourself. You love to be by yourself. You feel the most comfort when the other people aren't around. And it's not that you don't want those connections. You just feel better by yourself, okay? So a lot of things, you may not enter a lot of companionship at this time because you always feel like alone and isolated, or you feel like you don't belong to a certain particular group. So you just really have to be mindful of that, because sometimes that alone time is good, but to be isolated is not. So you have to really really be cautious and really be careful of that. This can also be a very difficult and confusing time because you do feel isolated. You feel like you don't belong. So this is a development stage where you have to be all one by yourself without feeling isolated. You have to understand that there are other people in the world who are like you that are out here, and you can learn how to connect with different people. We have the resources to do that. Just with the technology age that we're in right now, we have the resources where you can connect with other people, but just do it safely. Be mindful, do it safely. Don't just do it just because you yearn for that. Okay. So like I said, this is, you're good. You just have to learn how to not come off so strong to other people too. Come off as very humble, because sometimes with you knowing so much, you may not come off to other people like you're humble. You may feel humble because you just know what you read, but other people can perceive it as a know-it-all. Okay, so just be very careful of that, and just open yourself up a little bit more. You never know who you may be connected with based on conversation, based on who you talk to. Don't perceive people just based on how they look as well, because even though a lot of people may look like they don't know everything, they may know something about what you know, and they may also be able to change knowledge and information with you as well. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number 8, this is a time where you are developing your strength, your courage, and you're mastering your sense of self. This is also a period where your main concern may be on money, business, and material gain. So this is a time where you are really knowing how powerful you are. You're going to be tested with that a lot. This is like, test is going to constantly come to you in this particular pinnacle, because it is to show you, it's not just to really just test you, but it's to show you how strong you actually are. So in this particular pinnacle, you may have went through a lot of hard times or are going through a lot of hard times. But the reason why you're going through these hard times is to show you how strong you are. You may have always felt weak in your life. You may have always felt like there is not really anything to live for because I'm constantly being tested. But you're constantly being tested because the universe, God, wants to show you how beautiful you are, how brave you are. When it comes to your money and your material gain, you want that. Like, it is a fact that you want it. It's no other way around it. Like, money makes the world go round. And you have developed an actual relationship with money as well. And it's not really a bad thing, but sometimes if you have that love, that absolute desire for love, you're going to do everything for it. Money does grow on trees. So just keep that in mind, that money actually is produced on trees. Money grows on trees. There's so much money around that if you put all the trees in the world and count the leaves, there's still going to be more money. So you have to develop that, and you have to understand that at an early age, because you may not feel like money grows on trees like that. You may also feel like that you've had to be like the footwork or be that financial bank for the people around you or for your family. You may also felt like, even at a young age, I know I want my own business. Let me open me up a candy shop. You have maybe been that person to, be like that salesperson because you have an actual relationship with money, which is okay. Like I said, because we need money in order to buy the resources that we have. But you need to have a healthy relationship with it where you're not willing to do any and everything just to get $1. Also, in this particular phase in your life, or this particular cycle in your life, fast karma in whatever you do will be based on whatever you do. So for example, like if you trip somebody up, you can see 5 seconds later that you're falling flat on your face. Or if you are giving a homeless person, a few extra bucks out of kindness of your heart, then boom, something chimes on your phone. You just got paid early. It could be something like that. Karma happens at a fast pace for you. So be very careful of what you do. in this particular period as well, it can be a period of a lot of highs and lows of your life. So you may 1 minute feel like you're just on cloud nine, everything is going your way, everything is just balancing out for me, and then boom, you hit a low period. So it's always a constant high and low for you, because the number 8 is the infinity symbol. The infinity symbol goes round and round. It goes in a loop. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up. And it constantly does that. So because you are vibrating with the number 8 in this particular cycle, you're going to have your ups where you are going to be the champion in your life. And then you're going to have your downs where you are like the underdog, where you feel like you're losing. So you just have to embrace all periods, all time periods of your life. Know that it's not going to stay the same. Know that it's going to be in a constant motion for you in this particular cycle. Also in this particular cycle, you strive for achievement and finding self and having the authority of your own life. So you may be the own boss of your own life. Even if you are in the latter years of this particular pinnacle, you may find yourself as a boss. You may find yourself as going in an advancement, getting a lot of promotions. And then even when you were younger, you may have been the captain of a basketball team. You may have been the co-captain of a cheerleading team. You've always been a leader in your life because you strive for achievement. And because you do strive for achievement, you naturally get it, okay? Because you don't have a problem with flowing. You don't have a problem with taking any type of action. You naturally are going to achieve everything you want to achieve. Also, you do need time to be your own boss and your own person. So parents, take heed. If you have a child, I want you to, if you have children, look up your children's chart. If they have an 8 in their first pinnacle cycle that they're in right now, take heed. They are not the type of people, and you are also as well, you're not the type of person that takes advice or that authority from other people, because you are the own authority within your own life. So when I say parents, take heed, if you are having issues with your children, not really wanting to conform or do exactly what you say do, it's because in this particular cycle, they want to find their own selves. They want to make decisions for their own selves, which is a very good thing, because this is how you actually develop a sense of yourself, by making your own decisions. So people may have come to you a lot in this particular period because you exude that strength. Even if you don't feel that you have a lot of strength within your life, you naturally give off strength. You naturally give off a strong presence, where if there's a bully in school, for example, there's a bully in school bullying another kid, that kid that's being bullied may come to you for your advice, or may come to you for that muscle. Can you please help me out with this battle? Because you are a natural person that just gives off that strong, tameable energy, where you are able to fight all battles. You do need, in this particular cycle, you do need to learn how to balance your emotions and let others know when something is bothering you in a healthy way. Sometimes the number 8 energy can come off very strong. Their emotions can come off very strong, and they can tend to channel their emotions in the wrong way, into rage, into anger. But instead of you channeling that anger, those emotions into anger, before you speak, just breathe a little bit and just say what's on your mind, okay? If other people don't agree with you, which sometimes that does happen, people don't agree with your emotions, say this is how I feel, these are my emotions. Don't strike back at them, okay? Because that number 8 energy tends to really strike back. I'm gonna give you the same thing that you're giving me. That's that energy of karma too. So you have to be very mindful of not to lash out on people if they don't understand you. You have an entrepreneur spirit, so you may have had your own business, or you may want your own business, or you may be wanting to be in control of your own life. So this is a good thing. So just make sure that you're balancing all that within you, because like I said, in this particular period, you are going to be highly tested. to develop your personal power. So you may have naturally just been called to be a boss or be a business person because you are going to be tested in those situations of how you use your power. So if you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number 9, this is a period of you looking at the bigger picture other than yourself. So even at a young age, you may felt compelled to help out everyone, especially people that are not in need. So I'm sorry, people that are in need, not are not in need. You help out people who are in need. So you like to help out the underdogs, okay? So people that can't take care of themselves, like homeless people, people that have any type of disabilities. You may tend to gravitate towards people like that. So you may have like volunteered a lot, okay, to the less fortunate. This pinnacle is where you feel like a lot has been placed on you too. It's almost like because you are compelled to help out people who are less fortunate or help out people who are the underdog, you feel that it's your life's purpose. Like this is the period, this is the number where you feel like total purpose. Like it is my purpose, it is my duty, it is my responsibility to help out others in need. So you may put a lot on you based so that you can help out other people, which is good in a sense if it's balanced, but you have to understand that you can't neglect yourself either. The same empathy and the same compassion that you show towards mankind and others, you have to understand that you are a part of mankind too. So you need to understand that that same energy that you're giving out, you need to keep some of that same energy too, because once you do keep some of that same energy, you are able to help out even more people than you even desire. So even though that you feel like a protector to everyone, you need to understand that you need to be that protector towards your own self. So in this particular pinnacle as well, you may have also been considered as an outsider or a loner. So you feel like you are really wise, you may feel wise beyond your years, or you may feel like an old soul, or people have told you throughout your life that you are an old soul. You know, you've been here before. You may have heard that a lot, and that's because you are, and it's not that you're an outsider, you're an observer. There's a difference, okay? Outsiders tend to take a step back, and they're able to look at the bigger picture of life, not based on if you're inside it, you can't really see it. So you are an outsider, you are a loner, but I don't want to call you that. I don't want to call you a loner. You are an observer. You observe different things, and that's what makes you wise. You learn from your environment instead of you learning from books and studies. You learn by watching people, how other people react or interact with other people. You learn like that. So that's why you may seem wiser than the normal people your age. You may also be attracted to more mature environments. You really don't get along with other people your age, and that's because you think differently. So even in relationships, you may be attracted to older men, older women, and it's not based on anything physical. It's not based on like what you want. Those people may just gravitate towards you because your energy brings off someone who's older than what you really are. So you may have a hard time identifying yourself at a young age as well, because like I said, you may have always had an issue of sitting at the kids' table at Thanksgiving. Like you may have always wanted to sit at the more adult table because those conversations intrigue you more, and not, kids your own age. So again, like I said, just make sure that you're using that wisdom as well to help out other people, but you're also just using that wisdom to help out yourself, because this can be a very pivotal and very great moment in your life where not only is it helping out this particular period of your life, but it helps out for years to come. So if you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with the number 11, this is a high point in your life of sensitivity and intuition, and both will be tested. So for example, you will have a lot of tests in your life that is going to see if you are actually going to hear that inner voice that is within you. That's your intuition. So For example, this body that you are in, your whole body that you are in, you are not the body. That is the vehicle that is the vessel that protects the person that you are truly within you. And you have to listen to that voice. So you are going to be having a lot of difficult periods. You may have a lot of questions that arise in your head, but those questions are to see if you're going to listen to your own intuition instead of listening to the environment that is around you. You are here, and everything else on the outside is not you. Those are what are going to be the challenges for you. When you're going to be tested with your sensitivity, it is going to test you on how you react to things, okay? And growing up, and even right now, you may be the person that is very sensitive. You may cry a lot. You may feel a lot of emotions towards different things that is going on. And your sensitivity will be tested based on you reacting. So you may have a lot of people come up to you that may tell you the wrong things, that may say virtually anything that you don't like. And your sensitivity is going to be tested based on how you react and based on your emotions as well. So again, this is a very difficult period. It can bring in a lot of confusion on what direction you need to take. But again, you have to learn how to trust your own intuition and trust your own feelings and go after what it is that you want and not really comply to what people feel like you should do. You need to be your own individual person. And that's what the number 11 brings, that double one energy brings in. It is very pivotal for you to be your own person. And that 2 energy that you naturally vibrate is to your intuition, trusting your intuition, going after that gut feeling that you know that is best for you and not what's best for somebody else. Even though that other people may have their opinion on what you do, you have to trust that your steps are the right steps towards your path or how you want to see this life as. Also, challenges are going to arise for you to stay creative, for you to be in the flow with your own energy. So with you vibrating with a number 2, the 2 brings in moon energy. Moon is Cancerous energy. So you have to be in a creative flow with who you are on the inner level, on that deep, deep level. Okay, that's that moon energy. So you are going to be tested a lot with that. Or a lot of challenges is just going to be arise. And when I say challenges and when I say tested, don't be fearful of that. These tests brings in different things that you can pass. Like this is supposed to be a very easy life. People have like the misinterpretation that life is supposed to be hard. No, life is supposed to be easy. So with hearing the words challenges and tests don't mean that, it's going to be so difficult. No, it's so that you can know that, okay, yeah, it is going to be a test, but it's going to be an easy A. Treat it as such, okay? Don't treat it as I have a hard life, okay? Because if you say that, then you're going to have it. Also, your energy is very sensitive as well. So you may have a sensitivity of other people's emotions and other things on higher realms. So you may feel like you can feel like if you're in a room by yourself, you may feel like presence in rooms. And that's because of your sensitivity. You're able to pick up on things like that other people can't really pick up on. You also have a philosophical energy. So you may feel compelled to connect on a deeper level of what surrounds you. So you may be very interested in like ghost stories, or even just on a realistic level, you may feel very interested in getting to know your ancestors, like from thousands of years ago, so that you can really connect with them, so that you can see what knowledge that they have that they can give you to help you within this particular lifetime. And you also have different guides around you as well, different angelic guides around you that can give you different things. So you may meditate a lot, or you need to meditate more so that you can connect on that deeper level. Make sure also that you are definitely trusting in what you're getting, the answers that you're getting for your own self. Because you can have a very hard time within this physical life, or even just getting along with people that your very own best friend may be your very own higher self or your intuition. So don't be afraid to show your emotions, because they can tend to be healthy for you as long as you're letting them out in a healthy way. You may also feel like you don't really have a physical connection with people because people don't understand you. But this is where that sensitivity comes in. This is where learning your emotions come in, because you are able to express them in a healthy way where you can get someone to understand you. And then if you can't get people to understand how you truly feel, just push back, relax, let it simmer. Let those things that you told these people, let it simmer. And then they're going to come back to you and say, you know what? I get what you were saying. I apologize. Also, get to explore yourself on more than one levels. You feel like there may be only one level that you can achieve. You may also be feeling like there is only one level of life or one path in life, but there's not. There's plenty of paths where you can get to your goals in life. So definitely explore yourself on more than one level, because you are a very creative energy. You are a very powerful energy that can achieve great things in this period and throughout your life. So make sure that you are constantly inspiring yourself, constantly getting to know yourself, getting into that creative, tap into that creation that is within you, because it can inspire different actions in your life, and then you can become a great, successful person. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with a 22, this is a very demanding period of your life. You have tremendous personal power, and you will be challenged to use it. So when I say the word challenge, or when I say the word test, that is not to scare you. It's to encourage you that you are going to be challenged to use that personal power. Just like I told 11s, you are not this body. You are within this body. So don't think that you're not going to be strong enough to handle these things, because that being that you are on the inside is able to move through anything, is able to go on with life like it's nothing. Okay. So you have to embrace on being challenged. Okay. Because it is to challenge you and how strong you are and your personal power that you have. You may be faced with both physical and spiritual challenges as well. So physically, you may be challenged with not having enough money, or not having enough friends, or, being evicted, if you have those different situations going on in your latter years, or even as a child, you may be faced with different ailments and illnesses, whatever it is, those are just examples, but you are going to be faced with those things on a physical level. On a spiritual level, you are going to be faced with trusting into your intuition, because you are the double number of a 2. You have to learn how to trust your intuition more than you trust in your physical environment. Trust that 2 energy more. That's why you're double the 2. And then it creates something on the physical plane, which is that 4 energy. Okay. So also make sure to take time to clear your head, because you may have a lot of thoughts as well on, what's going on in life, because you are challenged. You may have a lot of thoughts on how you can get to somewhere. And if you don't take that time to yourself to really release all those thoughts in your head, the overthinking energy that you have, you will become very overwhelmed. Okay. So be sure that in this particular pinnacle, and don't work through your pain either. Like sometimes that 4 energy kicks in where you neglect your emotions and you just focus on work, and you just work through those different emotions those negative emotions that you're feeling on the inside. So never work through the pain. If you are feeling, if you're not feeling up to, I'll say that, if you're not feeling up to facing life head on, then take a step back. Like go to the beach, take some time out, go to the spa, like do something that is going to actually get you to release and feel, okay, I feel better today. I can move on, right? Or get your much needed rest definitely as well. Take a step back. Also, keep a balanced approach when it comes to your physical and your spiritual things. Both work hand in hand. You need the physical to work the spiritual. You also need the spiritual things to work the physical. You need it both hand in hand. When I say this, I mean with physical things, money. You need money in order to survive. You need those things, period. You need food in order to survive. You need water. You need the physical things that is going to help this physical vessel out to move through, because if your physical vessel isn't healthy, you can't complete this lifetime. Okay, so you need the physical things to move through life so that you can live a long life of longevity. But also know that these physical things don't last. So you need the physical expression of things as well. You need the spiritual approach on things as well in order for you to actually get to where you need to go. You need to trust your intuition to get the physical things that you need. And sometimes life is not about things that you need to just only get. It's about the things that you need to learn on a spiritual level, so that when you do go on to the next realm, you can take those things to you. Those things will be long lasting. So you need to learn how to balance those things. Also, in this particular pinnacle, you do need to learn how to find a hobby that better expresses yourself. So you may need to take a writing class. You may need to do some type of pottery class. You may need to take some type of art class so that you can let it out. You need an outlet. You need something that is going to, that you can channel your aggression in. Even if you take up kickboxing or any type of like running sport, something that is going to make you feel like you can breathe after you do it. You need those channel outlets, because like I said, this tends to be a very challenging period. If you don't look at it, if you don't embrace the challenges, this can be a very hard period in your life. So you do need that outlet, and you do need a creative way to let out your aggression, your frustrations. Understanding yourself and your inner workings is key in this particular period. That's why I just said you need to kind of like balance those physical and spiritual attributes of yourself. Also, in this particular period, you tend to manifest accidentally. So, for example, you may say, it's always something, then boom, it's always going to be something. Or you may say, I think rain is going to come, and an hour later rain comes. That's you accidentally manifesting things. You can also accidentally manifest, negative things too. Like, oh, I feel like I'm about to get in a car accident. Boom, you get in a car accident. So be very careful of what you say about yourself and about other people, because you can manifest those things in life, because the number 22 is a great manifestation energy. You manifest by your emotions. You manifest based on how you feel. And you can tend to actually vibrate and manifest a lot of, negative things or a lot of great things. So this is, like I said, a great energy of manifestation, or great period of manifestation. Lots of accomplishments can be achieved if you learn how to balance these things too. Understand your visions and make your dreams come true. So your visions are the 2 energy, that intuitive energy that you have. The 4 energy is taking that action towards getting your dreams. So they both work hand in hand. So manifestation always needs the manpower of festing it up, of creating it. So you always have to understand that if you do want to manifest something great for your life, that you use that energy, that powerful energy that you have within you, to make sure that you're making your visions a reality. If you are in a Pinnacle Cycle number 1 and you vibrate with a number 33, this is a period where you learn to master your emotions due to lack of communication. You are a number 33, so the double number of 3 in this particular number is all about creativity and how you express yourself. And you are learning that, and you're learning to master that in this particular period, because you do vibrate naturally with a number 6. It is to express and nurture your own self as well as others around you. So this is the pinnacle where you understand and you learn about yourself that you are wise beyond your years naturally. You don't have to read anything. No one has to really tell you anything. You don't even really have to experience it. You just naturally know what to do. You naturally have a lot of wisdom, and you have a great responsibility of sharing that wisdom to other people that are around you, that are in your environment. So when I say responsibility, responsibility and test and challenges, those are words that tend to scare people. Don't let the responsibility word scare you. You just have a natural doing, a natural calling to really nurture people at a very young age. This is a very important energy to master, because you are able to heal the world, to help out the world, okay? This is a very beautiful number. And actually, this is a very rare number, because a lot of people don't vibrate with 33s, period. Even in the life path numbers, there are not a lot of number 33. So with this being in a pinnacle number is very, very rare. You are a rarity. It is very important for you to master your emotions or master your energies, both physically and spiritually, because you can use these energies to create the life that you want to create. Just like with the master number 22, you are going to be faced with different challenges, both physically and spiritually. So just be really mindful and be very careful of that when you do move through life. Okay, and like I said, that word challenge is not to scare you, it's for you to embrace it, to see how strong you really are, to see that you are not just this physical vessel, that you are the person that is on the inside, and that person on the inside, that being that you are on the inside, naturally moves through challenges with ease. Also, you may want to be involved in some type of tutoring sessions or teacher or other things like that. You may do a lot of volunteer work that helps lift up energy. So you may, when you were younger, you may have volunteered at a local swimming pool or at the local YMCA, for example, or even right now in your years, you may be a grade school teacher, or you may be also trying to gather up a lot of information where you can help teach other people. And this is a very good energy to vibrate with, but you need to learn how to master how you talk, how you communicate with yourself. A lot of 33s are, because you are a rarity and there's not a lot, you are very hard to find. So you may tend to be quiet a lot. You may be very shy and you don't really know how to express yourself. Sometimes you may also, because of your shyness, you may allow people to walk over you. And this, like I said, this is why I say that this is a very important pivotal period of your life in this Pinnacle Cycle 1 vibrating with a number 33, because you are meant to really express your feelings, to communicate. How other people are able to come to you and express their feelings towards you, you are supposed to learn and how to master how to develop how you can communicate towards other people. Express how you feel. Express how you want your wants and needs. Express how to say the word no. Because in this particular pinnacle, as a 33, you have a hard time of saying the word no. You may allow people to really do whatever they want to do to you, when on the inside you feel like you just want to boil, but on the outside you don't really express it. You need to learn how to express in a healthy way, not to lash out, not to be angry, not to be upset, but learn how to express yourself in a healthy way. Because once you can learn this in this particular pinnacle of how to communicate and how to express yourself, you can be a master teacher. You can be a philanthropist. You can be the person that mentors, that tutors, that people can go to when they can't find anyone else to go to. So you mastering that in this particular period later on in your years, once you develop that quality, that gift, that skill, you can help out others in their life as well.